Hi students, I'm very happy to invite you all for this video session. In this video session, we are going to discuss a new lesson, new chapter called SQL. For CS students, this is your chapter 12 from your book, and this is known as Structured Query Language (SQL). In simple term, we can call it as SQL. The abbreviation of SQL is Structured Query Language. And from this video session, we are going to see overview, introduction, role of SQL and RDBMS, processing skills of SQL, creating databases and components of SQL. This is what we are going to see from this video session. So next one, introduction. And already I explained you, this is what known as structured query language. It is a standard programming language to access and manipulate databases. So it is also a kind of language. With this language, we can access a database and we can manipulate the database. Access is nothing but we can retrieve the data. We can retrieve the data from the database, and manipulate is nothing but we can update, delete, insert, whatever we want we can do with the databases. That is what known as here manipulate. So next one, the structured query language. Structured query language, which is allows the user to create, retrieve, alter, drop, delete, truncate information among the databases. So among the database, we can transfer the information from one database to another database with the help of this language called SQL. And it is a language mainly designed for managing and accessing RDBMS data. So RDBMS, I already explained you, relational database management system. It is advanced version of database management system. I already explained you what are the differences are there with TBMS as well as RDBMS. While using the RDBMS, the data redundancy will be very less. While using DBMS, data redundancy will be there. There is no normalization process in DBMS. In RDBMS, normalization process is there. Normalization process, it is nothing but avoiding the redundancy or duplication data and updating the integrity of or maintaining the integrity of that particular database is known as and normalization. And the original version of IBM was developed at the original version of SQL was developed at IBM Research Center USA, and yearly it was called as SQL. In 1980s it was called as SQL. Later it was changed to SQL from SQL. And the first version of the officially the first version of SQL was published by ANSI, American National Standard Institute, in the year 1986. The first, original or official version was developed by ANSI in the year 1986, and again the SQL was updated in the year 1992, and the latest version of SQL was 2008. It was named as SQL 2008. What we are using today, that will be known as SQL 2008, because after that the SQL was not updated till now. So that what commands we are using till now, that was uh, the version of 2008. So next one is roles of SQL and RDBMS. RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System, Oracle, MySQL. my MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, Microsoft Access are RDBMS packages. These are all RDBMS packages. Packages means this is just like a platform. So within the platform, with the help of the SQL language, we can create table, we can retrieve that information from the table, we can alter the table, we can transfer the information from one database to another database. With the help of the RDBMS packages, we can create more than one databases, or many databases. Among the databases, we can transfer the data with the help of the language SQL. So SQL is a language used to access data in such databases. Such databases are nothing but these databases, which means Oracle, MySQL, MS SQL Server, IBM DB2, Microsoft Access, and these are RDBMS data packages, database packages. With these database packages, with the help of the SQL language, we can create the table and do the things what I have explained, what I have mentioned in the beginning of this lesson. So next one is, in general, database is a collection of tables that store sets of data that can be queried, queried for the use in other applications. So already explained you while I taught the 11th lesson, we are not able to store the data as it directly into the database packages. If you want to store the data, it must be in a structure, that is in table format. The database management system supports the development, administration, and use of the database platform. These DBMS packages supports the development, which means it is supporting the development of data within the platform. Platform is nothing but the Oracle, MySQL, MS SQL Server. These are known as platforms. RDBMS, it is also a type of DBMS, database management system, with a row-based table structure that connects related data element and includes functions related to create, read, update, delete operations. And with the help of this RDBMS package, we are able to create a table related data. We are able to create table with related data, and we can make some changes into the data with the help of SQL language. So next one is, what we are storing the databases, what we are storing the databases, what we are storing the data into RDBMS, that will be known as database objects called tables. So table, already explained you, table is a collection of rows and columns. Table is a collection of rows and columns, and it is a collection of related data entries, and it consists of rows and columns. So if a table is there, it must have row and column. Within the column, related data will be there. So next one, I already told you, a field is known as column or attribute. So within the column, we are going to give a specific related information about every record in the table. What we are giving the details about a student or a staff, that will be comes in row. Row will be known as entity. Column will be known as attribute or field. It is a vertical entry. The vertical entity is known as column, and the horizontal entity is known as row. So each and every vertical entity in a table has a specific name. For example, serial number, roll number, name, mark 1, mark 2, mark 3, up to average, or something like that. So a record is a row which collection of related fields or column that exist in a table. The horizontal entity is known as a row, and the other name of row is known as record. Within the row only, we are going to feed the data about a student or about a single person. It may be a place or maybe a person. So with this, role of SQL and RDBMS over. Next one is processing skills of SQL. totally 7 processing skills are there. The various processing skills of SQL are data definition language. First one is DDL, data definition language. With the help of the DDL, we can create, alter, drop and truncate the table, which means we can create a schema of a table. Schema, it is nothing but schema tells us structure about a table. That is what schema. How a table should be there. How a table should be there. What are the requirements for the table? If you want to create table, it must have rows and columns, and after that within the column, for the column you have to give a specific name for each and every column, and within the row you have to enter the data. And with the help of DDL we can do the things. We can create structure of a table, or we can create a table, we can alter the table, we can drop the table, and we can truncate the table. And next one is data manipulation language, DML. It includes commands to insert a new data, we can update the data, and we can delete the data and modify the data. We can modify the data and we can delete the data. So next one is embedded data manipulation language. With the help of the SQL language, we can embed the front end language and the database. So SQL is going to be a mediator, or going to be a connector between the front end language and the database. SQL is known as back-end language. SQL is known as back-end language. So the databases are nothing but MySQL, MS SQL Server, Oracle, FaxPro, DBase. These are all databases. So with the help of this language SQL, we can create a connectivity between front-end language and the database. Because of using to create a connectivity between the front-end language and the databases, it is known as back-end languages. It is known as back-end language. So next one is view definition, and the SQL have some commands to view the details about the tables. We can view the table about information. What are the information the table contains? If you want to see the information the table contains, with the help of the commands we can view the table information. So next one is authorization. So SQL includes commands for access rights to relation and views of tables. It gives some authorization to the users, privileges to modify the tables or to view the table informations and etc. Next one is integrity. The SQL provides forms for integrity checking using condition. Integrity, it is nothing, in Tamil word it is known as Nermai. So SQL provides forms for integrity checking using condition. We can check the table with some conditions, where condition, with condition, in condition, not in condition. Some conditions are there. With the help of this condition we can check the integrity of SQL. So next one is transaction control. Transaction is nothing but transfer the file from one database to another database. So the SQL includes commands for file transaction and control over transaction processing. So with the help of the SQL language, structured query language, we are able to transfer the file from one database to another database with the commands. So next one is creating databases. So nowadays we are using server, exam server, WAM server. So if you want to create databases with these servers, no need to give these commands, create database or use database, because it is going to work with the LAN connection. This exam server and LAN server, it is going to work with the host system itself. So no need to, because already some predefined commands are there to create the database. Some options will be there to create the databases, but if you want to create a table, we have to create table. So, and that will be teach by me in the future classes. If you are using a raw version of SQL 2008 to create the database, we have to give the command, this one, we have to give the command create database, a keyword to create the database. Next one, we have to give a name for the database. So next one is to work with the database, which means to use the database, we have to give use database, that is syntax. And next one, we have to give use student, because already I have given student as my database name. If you want to use my database, I have to give use. After that, I have to give my database name, stud, student. Next one is components of SQL, and this is what the most important concepts from this lesson, because hereafter you are going to study everything as in commands only. So in future classes, you have to watch the video very keenly and clearly. These are all components of SQL: DDL, DML, DCL, TCL, DQL. And the subcomponents of commands of DDL are create, alter, drop, truncate. And the commands of DML are insert, update, delete. And the commands of DCL are grant, revoke. The commands of TCL are commit, rollback, save point. And command of DQL is select. So each and every command is for a specific usage. With help of the DDL commands, we are able to create a structure of table, and we can alter the table, which means we are able to, with the help of the alter command, we are able to add a new column or new row, or we are able to change the column name like that. So next one is drop, which means if you want to delete the entire table, we have to use drop. And next one is truncate is also delete the entire table, but a small difference is there between drop and table. So drop and truncate, the difference will be teach by me in the future classes. So next one is DML, data manipulation language. With help of the DML commands, we are able to insert a new record into the table. We are able to update, we can update the information from one information to another information. And we are able to delete a single row, or more than one rows, we have to use delete. If you want to delete a specific row, for that we have to use some conditions that will be teach in future classes. So next one is DCL. The commands of DCL are grant and revoke. This is what I explained to you, authorization. It gives some rights to users. It gives some, with the help of the grant command, we can give some permissions to the users to use the databases. And revoke is nothing but get back the permissions after using the databases, or if you are not willing to give the permissions to the user, with help of revoke command, we can get back the privileges from the user. So next one is TCL, transaction control language. So the commands of TCL are commit, rollback, save point. So commit is for permanent save of database table, After giving the commit command, we are not able to come back the previous stage of commit. So it is permanent save. After giving the commit, we are not able to come back the previous stage of commit. So next one is rollback. After giving the save point is a temporary save point. After giving the save point, with the help of the rollback, we can come back to the previous stage of save point at, or else what we have given at the save point. With the help of the rollback, we can come back after giving the save point. So next one is DQL, data query language. The component of data query language is select. It is the most commonly used command in SQL ever, because whatever you want to retrieve the database, whatever you want to retrieve the information from the database, you have to or you must use the command select. If you want to select the entire table, if you want to retrieve or if you want to show the information, if you want to see the entire table's information, we have to give select star from. Next one you have to give the table name. Or if you want to see the specified information from the table, for that also we have to use select. After that we have to give some condition or we have to give some specific information about that information, and after that we have to give the table name from the table name. So whatever the things you want to see from the database, we must use select. So that I am telling, select is the most widely or commonly used command in SQL or SQLite, whatever it is. So dear students, with this I would like to conclude today's session. So far we have discussed introduction about structured query language. Structured query language was still we are using to access and manipulate the database. The original version of structured query language was developed at IBM Institute Research Center in 1970s. In 1970s, yearly it was called as SQL. In 1986, in the year 1986, ANSI published the official version of SQL. Later, it was updated in 1992, and the latest edition or latest version of SQL was 2008. What we are using, the version of SQL 8, it was known as SQL 2008. So next one is role of SQL in RDBMS. What we can do with the help of SQL with RDBMS packages. Next one is what are the processing skills of SQL are there. 7 processing skills are there in your book they have given. So next one, creating databases, how to create database, and to use the database what we have to do. And next one is we have discussed or we have seen components of SQL. Totally 5 components are there. DDL, data definition language. Commands of DDL are create, alter, drop, truncate. So next one is DML. The commands of DML are insert, update, delete. So next one is data control language, DCL. The commands of DCL are grant and revoke. Next one is TCL, transactional control language. With the help of the transactional control language TCL, what we can do, commit, rollback, save point. These are all commands of TCL. So next one, last one is DQL, data query language. So select, it is the most widely used or most commonly used or most frequently used command in SQL is select. It is a component of DQL. So far this is what we have discussed. Dear students, I hope you all understand these concepts very clearly. In the future sessions, we are going to discuss elaborately about SQL. What are the data types are there? and very elaborately comments of how to use the commands of components of SQL, and where we can use, what are the conditions are there, while using the conditions what are the commands we can use. We can see these concepts elaborately in the future classes. So once again, thank you for watching this video. Watch this video clearly, carefully, and again I hope you all understand these concepts very well. So thank you to watch this video.